going to go see chook washing and the electric vehicle display. Green power pricing, force and price. Can I take that? Or you read it?
No, take it.
Yeah? Taking the money out of the pockets of fair income Australian working families. What they're saying essentially is the price of power is going up because renewable energy is putting an extra demand on infrastructure. So what they're saying is that all the new power nodes on the grid that are producing green power need to have cabling put to them, which is what that guy was saying about the cable's not big enough to hold.
The distance covered, which is why the farms out in northern Queensland are not on the grid.
The cost of electricity is going up because the grid as a whole is more expensive.
The Herald would say that we're spending money initially to save money later, because that's what we are doing. It took 2 people to write an inaccurate story like this.
In the real world, when it's not the Easter show, you have to pay to get on and off, you have to pay to get on a bus or a tram, and you have to pay and you pay and you pay. It's worth just having the Easter show the whole time, paying you 25 bucks, and it'll still work out cheaper for your day. What is with the security?
Driving one for 21 years. Come and have a look. All the petrol stuff's been removed and been replaced by a purpose-built electric motor, a motor car electric motor. It's different from an industrial motor in the sense that it has an internal fan and will do 7,000 revs, whereas an industrial motor doesn't have a fan. Low temperature tolerance and only does 1,500, 2,000 revs. So it's specifically made for a motor car. The trip here, the 40 k's here, cost me about 25 cents in electricity. But the idea is old. I saw Porsches that were made in 1904, built thousands of them, 1904. Been on the television 4 times.
Excellent. What shows has it been on?
Today, tonight, 3 times.
Do you see a time coming soon where it won't be so expensive and it won't prevent the everyday person from thinking about having an electric vehicle?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, we've got the guys over here with the Mitsubishi i-MiEVs and Nissan Leafs and stuff like that coming out. But, you know, for the past 100 years, there's always been, you know, an electric car sort of sitting to the side that someone's trying to promote to make it go. So this is my car. It's a PRB Clubman kit. I got it a couple of years ago and bought all of the bits and pieces, put it together, everything except the petrol motor. And we've been taking it drag racing and stuff like that, having a great old time with it. I'm just in the process, like, these batteries need replacing now. I'm getting a lithium pack. When I first got it registered back in 2005, I had a lithium-ion battery pack, and this was about the time that there were a couple of laptops that caught fire in aeroplanes, and so, you know, lithium batteries were sort of weapons of mass destruction at that stage. So I had to make sure that they were thoroughly convinced that my batteries were safe. So there was a bit of backwards and forwards.
So let me ask you, are you a terrorist?
Not knowingly.
When you think electric car, do you think, you know, like a Daihatsu Charade, or do you think a 2-door convertible?
Why would you drive a Charade, a car that's pretending to be a car anyway?
Yeah,
Charade.
I chose this because it looked like what I automatically thought an electric car looked like from the press, and I thought if you're going to bother to do it, you might as well bust a few myths and, you know.
Ta-da!
There you go.
How many batteries are in there?
45 90 amp hour Thunder Sky lithium batteries.
This is where Kieran watches television. Parks it in the lounge room. Now I can see some things from a normal car. We've got the brake booster. How do you make that boost the brake?
Well, using
Vacuum pump.
Vacuum pump. And that vacuum pump is hooked up to a pressure switch, so when it doesn't need to be on, it's not on. In tank is just a little aluminium drink flask, probably through there, that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's about the only thing I recognise from a normal car. You got your windscreen wiper motor.
Okay, well I'll give you a talk through the whole thing. So the power comes up from the battery pack, up through the circuit breaker, which I've never tripped, up to the main contactor. It's just a big relay. And when my foot is on the accelerator, that moves that like that. But hear that switch? If my foot's not on the accelerator, I'm not burning any energy at all.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool. So people say, well, how long will it last in traffic? Hey man, as long as you want. Depends. If you're not moving, it's not using anything.
Yep. How hard was it to register?
In one day, I got the engineer's certificate, the blue slip, the pink slip, and the plates. In one day.
Oh, what's the red button for? There we go.
Ah, that's another government requirement.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, I'd actually have people look at the car and, you know, they see there is no petrol engine in it, but they don't get it until you say, go around to the fuel cap and they open it up. I call it the R plug because every time they open up they go, ah! Why are you doing this whole thing?
We're doing it to draw attention to where Australia gets its energy from, what the current sources are and what the future sources are going to be. It's basically a metal platform that we're going to sit on and tool around in, and that'll be the slot. How many times can you put the power windows up and down before the batteries go flat?
700. 700.
Taking the money out of the pockets of fair income, hard-working Australian families.